Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Day. For those of you who have been here, thank you guys so much for coming back to see me. And today we have a Loc Talk video. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and subscribe if you love Loc content, if you love talking about locks, if you are just starting your Loc journey, this is definitely the channel and the community for you. I have my hair in this bun. I'm getting my hair done soon. You guys know I don't get my hair done often, but one time I get my hair done for sure is June. So I'm just like, I got this little bun in with my little bang, and that's the situation we got going on in case anybody was wondering. I don't have nothing to show you today. But I did want to come talk to you guys. So today's Loc Talk is about a topic I saw. I'm going to put like a little clip up, hopefully, of like something that has kind of been resurfacing on Instagram, and it is the idea that locks are not a permanent style. This is not a new concept. I don't know if the person who created the video has had locks. I think that she's a loctician or loc stylist. Locks are very interesting because people have different beliefs. Like there are religions connected to locks, different spiritual beliefs. You know, sometimes a lot of people just view it as like a style, something surface, nothing more. So when I think about like locks and longevity of having locks, it gets really iffy to me because it really just depends on your philosophy. Like, why are you here? Okay, do you just have them because you think they're cute, or do you have them because they're connected to a spiritual meaning? Are they connected to something important in your life? Did you have locks since you were a child, which a lot of people did? For the video, I'm not gonna pretend like the points that were made were not valid points. I honestly agree with a lot of the things that were said in the video. And just to, you know, reiterate, the creator said that locks are not permanent because of the effects that it can have on your hair. She said that in her opinion, locks should not be kept more than 10 years. And that is because of the tension of the hair. We know that locks do not shed like loose hair sheds. And because of that, the hair that should have shed is intertwined in our locks, which is very true. And because of that, she said that the locks can be very heavy on the scalp. They kind of, I guess when she means that, yeah, by that is like they can have like a lot of tension on the scalp or the hairline, etc. So she said after 10 years, like kind of cut it off, start over, whatever the case may be. Many of us have seen, there are some people who, the longer that their hair grows, their locks do get very heavy. Like that is a real thing. I want you guys to know that. For some people, they haven't been exposed to locks that much, but there are some people out there, especially some guys. I don't know what it is about the men, but for them, like the longer their locks get, sometimes they can get very like heavy on their hairline and pull their hairline back. Guys have a really hard time with that. I know some guys, you know, they'll do like the shape up with their locks, and that's also a whole nother thing. However, the reason why I also, in the same way, disagree is because there have been a lot of people, a lot of people who have done it, who really have had locks like the majority of their life, especially in other places, other countries, other cultures. People keep their locks. There are people who are, they get locks when they're a little baby, little toddler running around. As soon as their baby hair falls out, sometimes parents lock their hair and then they keep them. That's the only style that they have is locks. And it's not just like a style, it's kind of like who they are. Even if you look at Chloe and Halle Bailey, I'm sure it's obvious that they have cut their hair, but they have had locks since they were children. Lots of other loc influencers I can think of who have had their locks for several years. And just personally, I have family, my aunt, if I can find a picture, I'll put a picture up of her. I do not remember her ever not having locks, like never. Ever, my youngest memory of her, I remember having locks, and I'm 30 years old. So she's had to have had them for at least 25 years. Now, granted, I'm sure, like I said, all these people somewhat probably have cut them. I know some people who they haven't cut their locks and they're just locks that just grow and grow and grow and grow. But the thing about locks, natural hair, we all have different experiences because it just looks different on everyone. Everyone has a different hair type. There are some people that their locks can be short, shoulder length, and they're super heavy, super thick, super full, weighted locks. Me, my hair is thin. My locks really is, especially after I wash them, they don't feel like anything. Like they're just, they really don't have that much weight to them. And this time I've had my locks almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years next month, and they're not heavy at all, just because I don't have a lot of hair. So they can grow and grow and grow probably, and I still won't really feel that weight on them. I can imagine that someone else who has really, really thick hair, it will be different. Because I do know, you know, people who have mentioned that even when their hair gets wet, of course, when our hair gets wet, it does feel a little bit heavier. But it's not, to me, it's not, I wouldn't say that it is a requirement to cut your hair after 10 years, because there are just so many people who have had their hair for a long time and they have full healthy roots. So it's kind of like, if that was true, it would be true for everybody, right? But you really have to take it on a case-by-case basis. Now, if you get to 10 years and you notice your hair is thinning and, you know, it's uncomfortable and it's pulling at your hairline, and, you know, it's really not looking flattering, obviously you have that hair type where, you know, you probably can't have a whole lot of weight. You probably should trim your locks after they get to a certain length. Maybe you can start them over, but otherwise, if your roots are healthy, your hairline is strong, and your hair is able to grow and grow and nothing changes, what will be the point of cutting them? Especially for those who their hair is connected to like a strong memory, or just like, you know, some people don't believe in cutting their hair at all. So I definitely do not get offended by it, but I do want people to know that, like, before, I say this all the time, before there were stylists, locticians, lockologists, people had locks. Like, locks is not, this way of having your hair, this way of life is nothing new. Like, this is really, we have photos that date back, people having locks in their hair, and, you know, Black people having super, super long, healthy hair, and there was nothing that, you know, negative that came of it. So I just think it varies per person, per situation. Things that you can do to avoid your hair being like thinning and being pulled at is obviously not to style it, not to put tension on it. If locks are already heavy, you know, don't have your hair in a ponytail all the time. Don't style it frequently. Things like that, like leaving it alone will definitely help. Not getting those like braided styles that pull at your hair and pull at the roots, if you are concerned about that. But otherwise, I would just take it at a case by case. I have not made it to 10 years with locks yet, so I really wouldn't know. But I would hope that this time around I get there. So we'll see. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another Loc Talk video. I appreciate you guys. Leave your comments down below, please. I would love to know your thoughts on this, because I know people who have cut their hair and started over for different reasons like that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for joining me for another video, and I will see you in my next one.